going on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Infinity Saga Black Widow. This is based on her Captain America Winter Soldier look. So I did pre-order this figure off of Amazon. I don't know if it's starting to hit retail stores yet, but I did pre-order a while ago. I also grabbed Thor from this set and Bruce Banner, which we did do a review of both those figures. This is the last figure I picked up from the set. I did have War Machine on pre-order. I said, I don't know if I really want them. I already have a War Machine in my collection, so I said, you know what? I'm going to nix it. I'm going to stick to these three. And the Black Widow was the one I was most looking forward to from the set. She is a little bit of an upgrade from her prior release. I do have the original version that is in my Avengers display, and I was hoping this one would be a plussed up, better looking version. The head sculpts for sure look to be a lot better, a lot more updated. The suit looks to be a little darker, but we will get into that once we do some figure comparisons. But I love the packaging for this. It just looks nice and sleek. Get the window box. You can see all the accessories she comes with, man. So this is my biggest complaint that we, with the last figure I reviewed, which was Bruce Banner. He came with a set of interchangeable hands. For 25 bucks, I feel like that's just insufficient. Look at all the stuff that Black Widow comes with. She gets the effects, she gets the guns, she gets an interchangeable head, interchangeable hands. To me, this is more bang for your buck. This is what all Marvel Legends should come included. I feel like for the longest, you'd get a ton of stuff with them. And now they're really starting to cheap up, and the prices are just so high. But I love the packaging. It looks great. The Hasbro team has done a great job. You'll see the Infinity Saga logo here, Black Widow nameplate, as well as the Marvel Legends series logo up here. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. On the top, you'll see the Captain America movie logo, as well as the Black Widow nameplate. Take a look at the side. You get the awesome image of the Avengers with the Infinity Saga. Really dig that. The same image on the other side. On the back, you'll get the nice movie art poster here and a little bit of the read-up. But let's come back. Let's crack the Black Widow out of the packaging and see what she's all about. So here we have the Black Widow out of the packaging. I'm curious to see if this is the definitive Scarlett Johansson Black Widow action figure that you need for your collection. I feel like the one I have in my personal collection right now is the one from the Winter Soldier movie. I believe that's the Mandroid Build-A-Figure. We've gotten so many different variations. I know there was one in that Amazon 4-pack. Obviously, you got the one from the Infinity War. You got one from the single release, and none of them really quite hit the mark for me. I don't know, just something about those figures were always lacking a little something, and I feel like this is the one that I really am hoping puts it over the top. So let's look at all the accessories she does come with. So you do get a set of interchangeable fists and hands. You will see she does have the gloved hands. You get a set of pistols, which the original figures did not come with. It is nice that they finally included these. These are a must-have, if you ask me, for any of your Black Widow figures. You also do get these effect pieces where she's got those blasters out of her little wrist things. That is a nice added touch. You will see it's got like a nice kind of translucent blue to it as well. Just zooming in real quick. Really do like the look of that. You also do get another interchangeable head, so you can go with the shorter hair. To me, this is like her Avengers look. And then you got the longer hair here for the actual Winter Soldier movie, where she kind of grew it out. So if you guys want to compare the heads, and they look spot on. They look really good. Great likeness to Scarlett Johansson. I do like the shading on the hair. You can see that. Nice kind of a little coloration in there. The sculpts look to be the same as the older ones, but something, I don't know if it's the way the faces are printed on these, they just look more accurate. Looks so much like ScarJo, but let's take a look at her accessories. So her actual figure. So the gear itself has a nice kind of like black look to it. A little bit of a shine on some parts, a little bit of a flat finish. You can see all of this nice kind of sculpted detail on here, and we're going to zoom in and just get a quick close-up as we go. So you'll see this nice kind of silver zipper, and this attire looks to be the same as one of the original Winter Soldier release. You will see she does have the buckle here. It is painted, kind of a nice different two-tone color here versus the top part of her attire. Take a look at the side here. More sculpted details. You can see she does have the holsters with the guns stuck in there. I really hated that feature on the original figures. It just made no sense. At least they gave you two guns, but I would have liked some holsters to put them in if you weren't using them for a display, so that's kind of annoying. They are not attached, so they do not hinder articulation, if you guys do see that there. But the holsters are sculpted in, as well as those guns on the sides. But taking a look further down, you'll see the knee pads and the sculpting on the boots looks really good. Unfortunately, I think she's got the same boot mold I was hoping they gave her ones where like the flat feet where she would stand a little better. I feel like this figure's gonna have the same issue as a lot of the Black Widow figures that we've got in the past. They don't seem to stand too well. You can see she does have the shield logo here on one side. You can see a nice sculpting here around her wrists with the gauntlets. And kind of just plain black on the back, but the head sculpt looks great. The attire looks great. If you guys did want to swap the head out, hopefully, wow, this is really stiff. Pop the head off. Throw the shorter head on, or shorter hair, excuse me, and that looks pretty sick. Again, you have options. I think this is the look I'm gonna go with, but if you guys wanted to go with the long hair, you can too. If you were curious to see what those effect pieces look like on this figure, they do port on pretty nicely and stay on there nice and secure. So you'll just pop the hands off, place them over her gauntlets, and you can slide them on, and they look pretty good. I do like the nice kind of translucent look. You'll definitely be able to get her in some fun figure photography poses or even just display on your shelf. Let's run through the articulation on this figure real quick. So the head will fully rotate. Doesn't go back too much. It will look down a good amount so you can get some good figure photography poses for her. Her arm does fully rotate, does go out. You do have the bicep cut here. You will see she does have double jointed pinless elbows, which is a nice touch for this figure. Her wrists do hinge. They do fully rotate as well. She has a diaphragm joint up here. You can get full rotation up there. There is no waist swivel. I wish that would have been a little something they could have added. As far as the legs, she can do the splits about that much. She can kick up pretty high. Again, they are not sculpted on these holsters, so they will not hinder articulation. She does have double jointed pin legs. You can see that here, unfortunately. There is no cut at the boot. Her ankles do go up and down. There is some ankle pivot. So all in all, some decent articulation. As far as her leg kicking back, you can get some kind of action for her if you'd like. Maybe get some running poses, but pretty good articulation for this Black Widow, and it is very similar if you had it in the prior figures. Starting off our Black Widow comparisons, we have two of the other figures from this wave. So we have the Dark World Thor here on the left, and we have the Avengers Infinity War Bruce Banner here on the right. Bringing in a few other Avengers for some comparisons. So we have Iron Man here on the left. In the middle, we have Hawkeye, and on the very right, we have Captain America. And for our last comparison, we do have the original Black Widow from the Winter Soldier movie release. You will see the attire is very different as far as the coloration. It is more of a two-tone kind of navy and black versus just kind of a solid black finish on the new one. But take a look at the attire before we even compare the rest of the figure. You'll see there is no shield patch on one shoulder, and on the other side, the patch is significantly larger versus the patch on the newest one. The gun she didn't even come with. I believe this is from the Amazon Black Widow, so you can see it does have kind of the blue lines, but she didn't come with any handguns. But it is the same sculpted body. You will see the lines as far as the attire is the same. I will say the original release does seem to have a little more detail. Look at the silver around the buckles, around the holsters, where the rest of it is just kind of straight black. Even the two-tone on the belt is just more of a kind of a gloss painted finish. And I really want this to be the definitive Black Widow for my collection, but I don't know, man. I'm really still kind of leaning towards, as far as the attire, for sure, the original. Even the gauntlets look to be a little bigger on the new one. I do like that feature for sure. Take a look at the back. For the most part, it's the same. This figure also did come with two heads. I don't know if I still have that in my collection, but speaking of heads, it's not even close. We're going to zoom in. The new one, without a doubt, blows it out of the water. Just a better likeness of Scarlett Johansson. I do want to swap the heads on the body. I will point out the skin tone is a lot more tanner on the original release versus the new one, but we're going to swap the heads and see how they look on the bodies. So here we have the head swapped. You can see the new MCU Black Widow head on the original release. It's passable. The chest area is a lot tanner than the head on this figure, but you can get away with it if you want to see what the original head looked like on the new body. This is a little more noticeable where you see the face is tanner than the actual chest area. Also, if you guys were curious to see the long-haired version on the original Winter Soldier figure, you can see it also is passable, very similar to the shorter hair. I think you can get away with it if you really wanted to use it for your display. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are new to the channel, make sure to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. As far as this Black Widow figure goes, I really wanted it to be the definitive Black Widow in my collection. I just feel like there's something missing. I mean, it's a fun figure. I do like all the accessories she does come with. I do love that you get 2 interchangeable heads. I did actually go back and look at the attire. I believe this is the attire she had at the end scene in New York in the Avengers 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that is a plus in my book because Avengers 1 is probably my favorite movie of all time. Just absolutely loved it. But I will say, I mean, there's just a little bit more left to be desired. The actual handguns, if you can see, don't even really fit in her hands. She has trigger fingers, and you can't even get the triggers in her hands. She just kind of awkwardly holds them at the handles. I wish they could have finally, you know, upgraded the holsters where you can put those guns in there to just make the figure a little more, you know, a little more fun, a little kind of like more realistic. The head sculpts are phenomenal. Both of them do look great. The attire does look good, even though it is a little bit of a downgrade, if you ask me, in my opinion, from the original version, but I get where they were going. They were going for more of an accurate look, so I'm okay with that. My biggest complaint, though, that I didn't really talk about is the goddamn feet on this figure. This figure, just like if you had any of the prior Black Widow figures in your collection, they don't stand worth a shit, and the same with this figure. She is kind of like propped up against this backdrop here to keep her up. So I will say that is kind of annoying. These are little gripes that I feel like they've had so long to kind of plus up and fix, and it hasn't been addressed. So it is a good figure. I will say it is needed for your collection because these are without a doubt the best Scarlett Johansson heads that you're going to get in Hasbro Marvel Legends form, but it is not perfect. So there's a trade-off for sure, but I think if you're on the fence, I say grab it. I think it's passable where you can swap the heads on some of her older figures if you guys want to go that route. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. Before you go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at AlexWestCollects. I will catch you all on the next one.